from Los Angeles. Yeah, okay, hi, yeah, that's me. Hi. Hi, do you have a second? I want to ask. Oh, yeah, no, I can be home. That's fine. Okay. He said someone's at the gate, so I'm just going to... Okay. It actually went through this time. It's amazing. Hi, God. Hi. Yeah. No, I have a question. I just think that life is so precious, and there's things in this world that I feel everything should have some beneficial purpose, and there's things that I don't know if they have beneficial. No, churros are amazing. I think that crispiness and the cinnamon things is a really good idea. No, it's not. It was more about insects. I was thinking, bees? No. I think that's really honey and it's sweet. I'm allergic, but it's okay. No, I was thinking more like fleas. I don't really see a beneficial purpose for... Oh. No, I didn't know how many people worked in the flea collar industry. That's a good point, yeah. And sprays. No, he's totally right. Of course, of course you're right, because you're who you are. Oh, God bless you. Do you have a... Just bless God with himself. Oh my God. It was just a joke. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to go, God. I'm going to leave you alone, okay? So I'll see you later. No, I'm not going to see you. I'm going to talk to you later. I'm not going to see you later, right? No. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye, God. Oh.
Hi, welcome to the Red Booth Show. Tonight we have Amanda Reed.
Hi.
Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Amanda is in a bunch of commercials and some different TV shows and things like that. And also you're an acting coach, right?
Yeah, I work at the Acting Center. I've been working there for 7 years. I'm trained to teach their specific technique, and I love it. I came through as an actor myself, so and still use it. That's kind of the whole point of it, is that you can use the technique and do the acting that you want to do, you know?
Well, yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about the Acting Center.
Yeah, it's super great. And it's just kind of insane of the numbers of how many people are booking. And we've got something like 6 bookings a week and have for the last 7 years, which is like 900 bookings or something along those lines. Just so, yeah. And
You're doing it right, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. So we, I love it there, and it's such a kind of a haven for actors. So I thought, why not just, when I'm not acting myself, why don't I just help others do it? And it's worked so far, so I'm super excited.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So what are some of the commercials and stuff? Why don't you let us tell us?
I've actually been doing more television shows. The only actual commercial that I've shot is a Starbucks commercial that I've never seen.
Okay. They didn't send you like a copy or anything?
Getting that stuff is tricky sometimes. So, but I did How I Met Your Mother last year.
Cool. How was that?
It was awesome. I've been really fortunate to work with any television show that I've been on. I've always been with some of the lead actors. So I was with Neil Patrick Harris.
Nice.
On that show. And he's great. I know. He's super sweet and amazing and such a professional. We actually even had animals. We were working with dogs and stuff on set. So that was really interesting. And then I was fortunate that they used my scene to showcase him at the People's Choice Awards this last year too.
Wow.
So that got even more stuff.
Even more exposure for you too.
Exactly. Great. And then in the last 3 months, I've done 3 other television shows. I was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is the hottest show right now, of comedy show.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Wow. So that was super fun, and I got to work with Terry Crews, who's an amazing actor. He's a big black guy. He's really awesome.
Okay.
I did a show called Instant Mom for Nickelodeon with Tia Mowry, who used to have a show called Sister Sister.
Okay. Oh yeah.
She's twins.
Yeah, I remember that.
She's super great, so I got to do that, which was my first show in front of a live audience. So that was really great.
That's funny because people used to call me Instant Mom.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, because I had the twins, and then I also had my older daughter.
Totally.
Like, all of a sudden, like, bam, Instant Mom. So
exactly.
When I heard the name of that show, I was like, oh my God, that's so funny that they made a show called Instant Mom.
Yeah, because she ends up being a stepmom.
Yeah, that's
So
the same
that's
with
an
me.
instant.
It's like stepmom. And
Exactly.
Plus twins.
Exactly. So they're hoping that identifies with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then I just did Greg Kinnear's new show that's called Rake. That'll be on the air in February or March of next year. It's a remake of an Australian show of the same name.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's that about?
That is, he's a lawyer who's kind of like this offbeat lawyer who takes cases that no one else wants to do. So the first episode is that he's taking on this serial killer that's a cannibal,
Whoa.
and no one wants to touch it, and so he's kind of
He's
quirky.
gonna defend the.
He's gonna defend him.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I just his ex-wife, who played by Miranda Otto from Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, is I play one of her patients and things like that because she's a psychologist or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was super fun. And Sam Raimi, who is one of the directors of, he did a couple of the Spider-Man movies. He directed Spider-Man. He was
Wow.
directing the
Wow.
last couple episodes of that, so that was super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat about TV shows is like the directors like kind of take like change off and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, every 3 episodes usually they change directors. So you get kind of a brand new director as you come in and different things, and sometimes you don't know that these directors can be really big guys, and in between their massive motion pictures they're doing television shows.
They're all
or
direct-to-video.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ridley Scott was known to do commercials.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been up to recently, which is super awesome.
Yeah, that's
I know.
awesome.
Yeah. It's going on.
Wow. And so, okay, so do you have like an agent and like how like what I know there's obviously like the big guys, right? So like what are you
My agent, I'm with Herbie Grimes Talent Agency, which is what's called a boutique agency, which so you've got the massive heads. You've got William Morris and CAA, which is Creative Artist Agency, which would be like with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and those guys.
like ICM and
Yeah, Innovative, Gersh. These are kind of
Right.
like the head honcho guys. And then, so mine is probably, I don't know, if we were looking at a list, it'd probably be like the, number 60 or 70 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But what's great about them, Marcia Hervey, her son was on Life Goes On. He played the older son on the show Life Goes On.
Okay.
And, was it Life Goes On? No, I'm sorry. Wonder Years with Fred
okay,
Savage.
Wonder Years. Okay.
Yeah, no, so he played the older son. So she came up as a manager, managing with him as well as Blake Lively's mother.
Oh, wow.
They worked together, and so they had
Wow.
them and a couple other people, and so she decided to become an agent at one point, and so her and Blake Lively's mother, I believe is the story, split apart, and so Marcia and a woman named Pam Grimes got together and created this. Yeah, and they've been going for 30 years.
Wow.
And they're a pretty just prestigious boutique agency known for doing really, have actors that do really great stuff.
Well, I mean, the cool thing I think about a small agency is that they probably put a lot more attention on each person individually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you still get a lot of great perks from being with the big agencies too,
Sure.
But I do think that's one of the upsides of having a smaller agency.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how many clients that they have, but I think it's under 100. They are, what's great is that they know what casting directors want, and they're not about appeasing a casting director to get their client into the door. They know that who their clients are good, and so they're known for, if Marcia's calling, that actor is gonna do a good job.
Right.
Yeah. Julie Smith is also one of their associates, and she's just amazing. They're just good people, and really they care about their people too that they have, and they want them to do a good job, and so the communication between us is so tight. And anytime that I have a problem, I'll just call them right away. And
That's great.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
great. I also have a manager, and they're just a smaller manager coming up through the line, but they're hustlers and they're awesome. They're named Royalty Rope Incorporated, and they came from the PR area, so they just knew that the best way is to just get me in front of as many people as possible, and that has been very successful.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, you're like really taking off. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
yeah, we're gearing up towards what's called pilot season,
Yeah.
which is this coming February, right after the Sundance Film Festival. Pilot season kind of officially starts, and so we're just gearing up to take it to the next level with everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I was thinking that you probably have some great advice for other people that are, trying to get into acting and stuff like that.
Okay, where should I start? The first thing is, I think there's a couple different things. I think that an actor needs a place where they can learn their craft and skills of acting, and do it in a place where they can try anything, because it's such a working in art like that, you have to be able to do anything, you know what I mean, and have the confidence in being able to take on any character, any emotion, work with any script, and that just takes practice.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, I think, and I highly recommend a place that doesn't mold you into a copy of somebody else by evaluating or critiquing you, and it is super important, because that can make a person not like what they're doing after a while, or not feel good about it.
You know what's funny? Because to me, like, I have had a back off on going to any type of acting places, because I'd heard so many times from people, just like kind of horrible stories of like being told that they're this or that, and like, and also just like weird sort of like power plays with the people and the guys who were teaching, and then the students, and like stuff like that, and I'm just like, ugh. But then everybody that I have talked to that's been at the acting center, it seems totally different. So,
well, the acting center realized that being critiqued makes you want to stop acting. And so the best way to get better at acting, just like if you were going to paint or sing or dance or whatever, is yes, there's technical things to learn, but just do it.
Yeah.
Just do a ton of it. Just create as much as possible.
Yeah.
And we found when people do that, whatever is
They
tends to hold them.
self-correct, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They totally do. And they totally self-correct first, which is that because I'm not doing it to them, they do it to themselves.
Right.
And then after a while, it goes away. And
Yeah.
they suddenly go, wait, let me just try this. Let me try this. And they start expanding, because here's the skills of acting. Now just do a ton. They get confident. So I guess that would be my first advice, would be to have a place. If you can't go to the acting center, find a place that you can just create and not worry about someone else's opinion. Because that kind of leads into the second thing, is that when you're auditioning, you can't really worry about someone's opinion, because when you're doing that, you can't do your job, which is to be someone else and create this imaginary world that you're creating and live this life. And I just listened to this video with Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and he was talking about the exact same thing, which is that our job is not to, when in an audition, to not think about booking the job. It's that my job is to bring to life this character in the world right now. And if you do that and you leave and you've done that, then you've done your job. And that kind of, I definitely would say that's the best advice to someone about auditioning, is it's not about that I turned my head towards the camera, or that I held my lines, or I said this beat or a hot choice. It's not about that. It's about that bringing to life something, making an effect on somebody.
Right.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Because, the truth is like, even when you're going on auditions, like, they're going to pick what they decide to pick, and it may have nothing to do with you or your performance.
Yeah.
And as long as you give the best performance, then you did do. I could see, like, I would walk away feeling like I feel good. I did the best that I could.
Yeah. And then if you did the best and they didn't hire you, but they called you back, it's not just a matter of time now, because that person knows you can do it.
Right.
So now it's just the right fit. Because, I've been in to see casting directors 4 or 5 times for the same show. When I got How I Met Your Mother, that was my third audition I had done auditions for 3 different episodes of How I Met Your Mother before I booked it. It was my first audition for the show. So it's not about that. It's that me and this casting director now know that I fit the show. We just got to figure out which one I'm going to be on.
Right. Yeah.
And the other thing that I would say is that, so you have the acting class, and then you have being able to do auditions. So then the business side of stuff is that an actor, I find that most actors, their downfall is not that they can't act. It's that they just don't realize that it's a business, and that there are certain things that you just gotta hit the pavement on. It's like you're actually an entrepreneur. You're starting your own business, and you know about that, and and so the first thing I tell people is just get an agent. Like, I don't care if it's a ghetto agent, just get an agent, someone who could just start submitting you, and so you can start auditioning.
Ghetto agent.
Yeah, just like anybody,
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, one of my first agents was in Crenshaw, which is the ghetto of Los Angeles, and I would walk in and she'd be in her rollers and like all this stuff, but I got auditions, and then you move on to something bigger and better, and you continue and you continue. The basic things that an actor needs to have is they need to have headshots. It needs to look like you. It needs to look your best, which is there's many photographers out there in Los Angeles that will do them. You just gotta research and find out which ones you like the best, and then an agent. And there's a store that's it's a bookstore that's kind of the actor's bookstore, which is called Samuel French.
Mm-hmm.
There's one here in Los Angeles, and there's stuff in New York. And they have a ton of things. They have agent labels. They've got books of how to find an agent. So the best thing any actor that is starting out should do is just go to Samuel French, and there's a book called How to Find the Right Agent or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get it, and it says what agencies are looking for what. And even if you don't have any experience, just start submitting. There's sites called LA Casting and Actors Access.
Actors Access, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of I remember even I used to just submit myself on Actors
That's
Access,
right.
and I got stuff from it. I mean,
Yeah,
I got like I think it was like a 1-800-DENTIST thing or like something like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And just get experience. Just
Yeah.
get out there and do short films, do thesis films, do independent films. Don't make a ton of money. You're not gonna. But you're gonna get into a film festival and kind of learn the ropes, and you'll get an agent, and then it's just from there you got to keep pushing, and the more you push and
Yeah.
the faster you make things go,
Yeah.
and then get into the union, the faster your career goes.
Yeah.
And then those moments happen where people are like, "Oh my God, she's so lucky! Something happened." But you don't realize that it was actually
a
hard
lot of
work.
hard work. Yeah.
And that's just because she was in the right place at the right time, which means she really worked hard to get there.
So yeah, I mean, for me, like, there's definitely a lot of skepticism, I should say, and like naysayers, especially in regards to this business. Oh, there's so many people trying to make it. What are the chances, a percentage, and like 90% of actors. I've heard this before, like something like that. Even SAG actors are not working, and blah blah. And there's like all of these things that you can get told,
Yeah.
But it seems like to me that the people who just continue to persist are the ones that actually get work. Like, if you just persist, you're going to end up getting some work. You're going to get somewhere. And if you stop doing that, then you stop getting work.
Yeah, it's also the persistence of like, okay, it's simple, but like, if you just took new shots and pictures of yourself, and you're submitting and your agent's submitting, and after maybe 4 months of submitting yourself, or your agent submitting yourself with these pictures, and you're not getting auditions, change your pictures. Like,
Yeah.
it's so just kind of an
makes-
easy thing, because it's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
So it's again, like I said,
That makes sense, because pictures, you can look so different in pictures, like from picture to picture. It's like,
yeah, and you just don't know what is gonna like pop. What's gonna be the picture? I have a picture that I've had up for over 6 years that I've even gained weight since that picture, and my agents refuse to take it down because I still get auditions from it. Because it's like, no, that gets you in the door. That's all that I care about,
Yeah.
And when you get footage of yourself, video footage, you need a demo reel. That is the next thing that an actor needs, is the demo reel. And then to get into the union. There's many different ways of getting into the union, but because of internet now, it's not that hard. And I think the main thing is, what it really actually comes down to is that it's your own business, so you have to create it, which means literally creating art. You have to do acting. You have to do it because you love it. You can't wait for someone to hand you an audition, or I booked a role. I started off in musical theater. When I was 14, and by the time I was 23, I had done over 400 live performances all over Southern California, and not getting paid.
That's amazing.
I know, but doing things like singing backup for James Brown for a second, or being on or like Hollywood Christmas Parade, and you just got to keep doing it. You gotta just act. If you're not being paid for acting, act anyway. Act in something that you love. If you're not on set, go make a short film with your friends. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things now that you can. I just got the new iPhone, and the video on that is ridiculous. It's so gorgeous. So just take advantage of these things and make things, and
Oh,
You know,
iPhone,
so.
you can just sponsor the show, by the way.
That's right, iPhone.
I accept checks and credit cards. Okay.
There you go. I probably, after all that, the best advice is if you've never acted but you keep going back to acting and you want to act, then just go do it.
Yeah.
And there's great articles online about how to do all the things that I talked about. Jenna Fisher from The Office has a great article online. You can literally Google Jenna Fisher acting, gives advice. It's like, just keep that going, and I know a lot of actors who you see all the time on television, and maybe they have another business on the side, but they do it just because they love it. And I think that's probably the best advice, is do it because you love it, not because you want to be famous or something, like that.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're really doing great. I'm so excited
Thank
for
you.
you.
I know. I'm super excited about this show too. It
Thank
looks like
you.
it's having a great time.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, we basically started out on the internet and on YouTube, and then, we ended up getting picked up for a great cable network, and we're just having fun. So
Good.
yeah, it's
Awesome.
great. I'm glad to have, people like you on the show, and
Yeah.
you get to tell people like how it is in here. Los Angeles is such a special place,
Yeah.
with all of the different arts that we have here. And
Absolutely.
especially obviously the film business and stuff like that. But it's just really cool, and I'm really glad you got to come on the show.
Yay! Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I know I loved coming on, and I think the one thing, if I was going to say for it, also this last bit that I was going to add, is that there is no, you have to look a certain way to be an actor. And that's something that I think is such a falsity out there, is that, I don't know how many times I was told that because of my body, I couldn't do what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
it's not true. And
It's so messed up.
Yeah, it's so messed up. And it's,
Yeah.
I think that's something also that's really cool about what you're doing with your show, is that you're just doing it because you want to do it, and you are making it happen. And I think that's such a valuable lesson just to anybody in any field, is just do it because you love it and want to do it, not because of anything else. And there is no, you can't. It's just,
Yeah.
you can.
I agree. Totally.
Awesome. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. Hey, you want to tell them any of your websites or anything that you should check out?
You can check out theamandareed.com. You can check me out on IMDb, and I'm on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Instant Mom and Rake in February and March.
Woohoo!
And you can also check out theactingcenterla.com if you have any questions about acting classes.
Cool. I look forward to seeing you in lots more shows and TV
Yeah.
shows and stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kim.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show.
Totally.
Okay.
Great. Ma'am, can you please describe the perp to Sergeant Jeffords?
Yeah, he had dark curly hair and a neck tattoo.
Wait, slow down. Let's start with the eyes. Were they desperate, lonely? Did they betray heartache?
They were brown.
Do you even want your purse back?
And like any good wingman, I gather as much intel as I can right up front.
How old's your dog?
She's 5.
Oh. What's that in dog years?
Like 35?
We're done here.
Do you have a problem with that? What? What are you doing?
Ashley's right for me.
You don't even know her.
I'm trying to get my life together. Go to school. Find someone I can care for. Ashley's the beginning. If she ends up not wanting me, at least I tried. Are you gonna help me with Ashley?
Can't we just go?
Thank you so much for watching Amanda Reed on
The Red Booth.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.